I am still working on these feet, as you can see here. This one, even though you see the line there, let me just get the lamps in the appropriate position. There we go. Even though you see the lines there, this one's okay. And this one is okay as well because we did put the, I put the putty on that. But this one, I put the putty on and it popped. So I had to super glue the whole thing, sand it down, and I put another layer of putty. See, that one came out okay, but this one kept on popping out, and it was annoying the hell out of me. So hopefully then when I begin sanding it down smoothly, it will not pop, and I may end up doing it while this is holding onto it, so that way it doesn't extend out. This sanding stuff is really tough, especially, and this is a new kit. This is not like a kit that came out back in the 80s. This is like annoying the hell out of me to doing this, but at least we're getting some progress here. I also did something here with this part. Now, as you can see, there is some white glue there that you can see in there. I put waders on this, so there's a little bit of a little bit of a weight there in there. I was going to actually put on something else, but I had the waders out, so this will definitely help out with the stability of the kit, making sure it doesn't top over or fall back. So yeah, it's a little bit more sturdier now. Now, I began the sanding of this part here and over here. You can see the line there, and if I pass my, yeah, I don't feel it except there. So I'm gonna probably end up putting on the where's the putty? Put a lot of things to the side. And, oh, it's right in front of my face. There we go. I'll put a little bit more on this, just a bit, light pass to it. But I definitely need to do it here as well, because as you can see, there's that little hole there. Everything else looks good. That one looks okay, as you could see. Especially when I reflect it to the light. And I'm going to take this. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's do this one here. Now let's see. Now, looks really good. Sanding on that came out perfect. Now, as you could see, the markings of where I cut this off. What I did was, using the hobby knife, I began to slice this off, which I'm going to do on the next one right here, so you guys can see. I already began sanding this part down. This one was sanded down there. This one is also the same thing. There's a little notch there, which I need to cover up. But for this, I'm going to cut that off. And do it slow, nice and slow, shaping up a little bit at a time. I may also have to be very careful with with my fingers because I may, like, as I'm slicing, this thing may go flying off and I cut myself. Let's do it in an angle here. See? And there's a scarring there, but I can fix that. That's sandable. There we go. Alright, see? It's easy. Clean it up. And then using... I actually purchased God Hand sanding sponges. So right now I'm going to work on using the 120, which is very, very coarse. I'm just going to begin here. I wonder if I have to do this when I build the 1/48 scale MegaScale RX-78-2, which I have. Or the... hell, I even have the Unicron Gundam 1/48 scale. I never even bothered to open the boxes up to take a look at it. Considering how long it's taken to make this, you know, I was actually considering of making one of those guys this year. But I'm like, maybe I'll wait for next year. All right, I'm going to do the 240 here. There's a notch right there in the middle, but I'm gonna try to get to it. Also getting the parts that I cut off, which in reality I may end up using it as a guide to putting on the parts that I've been custom making. Now I'm going to use a 400 sponge to smooth it out. The 400 has always been the go-to of sanding materials, you know? Okay. Let's see how it looks. I'm going to redo a new. There we go. See how much work I need to do. Oh, it took up a little bit of this. Let's redo it again. I highly suggest getting one of these, especially now, like at Walmart, because or maybe any stores that are selling back-to-school stuff. You'll find it a good deal, and you could definitely use this for to testing out. There is, am I seeing something there? I'm seeing something there. Everything looks good. Let me do like, yeah, let me just do this. I don't see nothing there. This one, on the other hand, I think I took care of it. Yeah. Maybe once I prime it, I'll definitely take a look at this and see what's going on from there. Okay. We're doing pretty good. Good progress. Right now, I'm just going to use the 400 grit sanding paper to clean up, uniform the leg a bit, get all cleaned up. And then I'm going to use, once I finish sanding down that area and putting on the putty, I want to like give it another passive cleaning. Probably use like an alcoholic swab of some sort. Also, I'm even though I took these parts and I removed it so that way I can paint it separately, I'm saying to myself, well, it's going to be painted the same color. So I'm going to put these back on. I'm going to get the ones that I put on clips, and then I got to make the rig here to put up the 3D parts on it. So give me some time to take care of that. Alright, so I put a little bit of putty in there, and I'm letting it to dry. It's going to take about a few hours, and then I'm going to sand it down. We'll put it to the side. But now I think it's time we put this part there. Now, before I do, that is technically the best I can do with this. I've already tested it out with this. I'm going to do it again so you guys can see this. I'm going to push it in all the way. Push it in all the way. I'm going to take this off. There's no line at all. It is gone. I have cleaned it the best I can do. That has to be the toughest thing to do I've ever done. I think we're seeing, a residual there, and when I prime it, it may not show it. I'm praying to to Godzilla to tell me that once you prime it, we're not going to see anything. There is a little bit of a lump there that I may sand it down a little bit thinner. I have 1,000 and 1,200 grit sanding stick that I'm going to slightly pass over to smooth it out, and then we'll go from there. But now we need to glue this to that. Now I've sanded down the area a bit to be smooth, and using Gorilla Glue, I'm going to put a tremendous amount of glue here. It's gel, so I'm just going to pour a little bit, and then I'm going to spread it out as best as I could. Now, I'm not pushing this all the way in. I'm just going to align it to where I think it's going to go. And then I'll push it down a little bit more. Yeah, up to there. Because I want to make sure that it is appropriately there. And then, let's see. That should be good enough. Hopefully, when it dries, all I have to do is pull it out. And then it's done. Yeah. There's a bit of I feel the lump there, but that's fine. I can take care of that. That's not a big deal. As long as it doesn't show the lines, fine. There is some scarring there, which I will definitely clean up. I have these sanding sticks that have been worn out, but remember that if you have like a 400 grit sanding stick and you keep using it, eventually it'll feel like a 500 to 600 grit sanding stick. Because that way, you don't have to get yourself one of those. you just use it to smooth it out a bit further. Even if you want to do some wet sanding, that would be a great idea as well. So I'm kind of glad that that has been taken care of. I just don't want to jinx it a bit more, but I do need to clean it up a little bit more so I can take care of that.